Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Friday stream. We, of course, are going to be getting in to Wakanda Forever. Unfortunately, though, breaking news, and not the good kind of news. One of my favorite human beings that ever was, Mr. Kevin Conroy, who voiced Batman, the Batman the Animated Series, has passed. And might be a weird one. Might be a weird one today. It might be a weird one to start out on because Kevin Conroy was a really special and kind human being. And also, as fate would have it, one of the only celebrities that I've ever interviewed. And so I wanted to show you guys that interview because it shows what kind of person he was, including us, and especially there's a moment in there where there was a story he tells about New York City and 9/11, and it's just a really emotional story that really stuck with me. It was a really formative moment, hearing that story and the lesson of that story and what he wanted to impart on us in the room. I'll give you a little bit of context. This was 4 years ago. This is when I was living in Philadelphia, and I'll show you younger Josh too. Here, I'll just get this pulled up. I'll show you younger me too. It's me in Philly. We were at Philadelphia Comic-Con, Keystone Comic-Con, and give me 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry. Super awkward already, but I will be right back, okay? We need to do this. Okay. So, context. Okay. So, we were in Philadelphia, and it was like one of the first times that the Keystone Comic-Con was going on 4 years ago. And I was in a journalist room with a bunch of people from Philly. And if you guys know anything about Philly crowds, Philly fans, interesting breed of folk for sure. And sometimes abrasive. And so a lot of like actual celebrities, like Hollywood folk, they don't really like to mess around. Conroy was the only guy that came to the actual place where all of the press were at and sat there and was interviewed by us. And not only that, he actually brought in like his crazy enthusiastic energy. He was engaged. He came in, was excited to talk to us, and it was Batman Day. As it happened to be, it was that Saturday of Batman Day, and the room was just filled with people that absolutely loved Kevin Conroy as Batman and thought of him as their Batman. You know what I mean? So I'm going to pause this music, and we're just going to take a little trip down memory lane.
Of playing Batman. We've been to the Frank Miller panel today. We did the Batman panel downstairs. And your portrayal of Batman has transcended so many decades. Most of us are in our 30s, some of us are older, and there was about a 7-year-old boy who said, my favorite Batman portrayal is the animated series. How does that make you feel that so many takes to Batman in live action and animated, and you may go down as the penultimate Batman? In my mind, you are.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Mine's too.
Drop the name.
Yeah.
You are Batman.
I think, look, I am so, it's incredible to think that you've affected that many people with a performance. It's humbling, it's amazing, I'm very, very proud of it. I struggled to become an actor. I've been supporting myself since I was 17. I went to Juilliard on scholarship. I did not have it easy. And I worked up through regional theater and Joe Papp at the Public and making no money and waiting tables. I mean, I paid my dues. It was not an overnight thing. And I'm proud of the training I've had, and I'm proud of the dues I've paid. And all of that experience, all of that life experience went into Batman. And who knew that was gonna be where it would go? I was training to do Shakespeare. Batman is Shakespearean. Of all the animated characters, he is the epic Shakespearean character. He's Hamlet, he's Edmund, he's Edgar, he's Orestes, he's Achilles, he's all those epic mythological characters. He's just our culture's version of it.
Wow.
So it's so bizarre and kind of karmic that this New York actor with no background in animation at all, never having done an animated character, the first audition he goes on is this epic, mythological, heroic, classic character. I mean, how bizarre is that? That I would be the guy that walks into the room and does that. They saw 500 people.
Wow.
They were looking for months for this role. Andre said they couldn't find anybody because I know everyone who was going in was doing the Hollywood audition, was doing their take on what a Hollywood leading man would sound like. They were doing Harrison Ford, or they were doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were doing what their image was of what that would be. I was doing a classic, tragic, screwed up guy with issues. That's Hamlet. That's Achilles. It's all those characters. So it's so weird, though, that I, as a fluke, would be the guy who walks in. And oddly enough, Andrea Romano had a very good friend who, and I didn't know this at the time, I found this out years later, who from New York, a guy named Anthony Barneo, who was a casting guy in New York. He did mostly theater. And she was struggling trying to put this show together. And she said, we can't find our Batman. How are we going to do the show? We can't. And he said, there's this really interesting actor I know from the Public Theater who does a lot of Shakespeare. His name is Kevin Conroy. Have you ever met him? And she said, I've never even heard of him. Does he ever work in LA? And I didn't know this conversation went on. So when my voiceover agent suggested that I go in and read for them, she said, oh, that's that guy that Anthony mentioned. So that was just one person mentioning, that's how life is so random that way. So it was a complete and utter fluke that I got this job. But in terms of the universe and karma and all that stuff, it seemed to be going in that direction for years since I was a kid. I seem to be kind of going there, but like John Lennon says, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
What the fuck?
Find more of what you
No!
love.
You
got that right. And discover new.
Damn you, YouTube.
Being that this week marks anniversary of a tragic event, 9/11, there is a rumor I heard when I was in New York that you were cooking for the firefighters and policemen as a volunteer. I just wondered, is that true?
This is where he tells this story. It's pretty crazy.
That was the best last question.
Yeah. Nice way to close.
Like everyone who lives in New York, I was deeply affected Like everyone everywhere, I was deeply affected. But the New Yorkers especially were like, wow. And I went to volunteer, and they had lines of people already, and they said, we have all the diggers we need, we have all the tunnelers we need, we have all these relief people. But they gave me a phone number to call. And I called this phone number, and I heard all this noise at the other end of the phone. And I said, I've been told to call you. I wanted to volunteer, but they don't need anyone. They said, well, this is the restaurant that's feeding everybody. What we really need are restaurant workers. Do you have any restaurant experience? I said, I'm an actor. Of course I have restaurant experience. I said, what do you need? I said, do you need waiters or cooks? And they said, wait a minute, you cook? I said, yeah, I worked in the kitchen. They said, are you free? I said, well, yeah, I'm between jobs right now. They said, no, I mean, are you free right now, tonight? We need you now. So I started doing the night shift that night. Wow. And that was in the week right after the attack. And it was just a few blocks away from the pot. They called it the pile. And the smell was something that no one will ever forget. It was the sort of sulfurous, sweet smell. And there was just a glow from all the work lights that were shining on the pile as they were searching. And then we were running this massive kitchen a few blocks away, and firefighters and emergency people and cops and more cops would come through all night long. And I did the night shift from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. for a couple of weeks, it turned out to be. And all this food would come down in trucks from the Midtown restaurants. It was like this improvised machine was created in a matter of days. It was amazing. And all this food would come in. We had all these portable refrigerators, and all this stuff was being put in. They had these portable ovens, and there was this massive dining hall that had been set up. And this restaurant called Nico's, that doesn't exist anymore, had been commandeered. And all these volunteers started trickling in the middle of the night. There was this wonderful Asian man who had raised his family in Queens. We called him Mike because no one could pronounce his Chinese name. And he came and he had tears in his eyes. And he said, this country has given me so much. He said, I have to do something. So the head cook said, we're putting Mike to work. We can't send him home. We have to keep him here. And every night that I was there, Mike came back. And it turned out his son was a resident in a hospital in Manhattan. He was becoming a surgeon. First generation. This was a guy who'd come in as an immigrant, and he'd raised his family in Queens, and he wanted to get back to this city that had given him so much. And that you heard that story a lot this week. Those weeks was people who felt they owed so much to New York and couldn't believe this had happened. And in the middle of cooking, one of the guys goes, so my day job is I'm an architect. What's your day job? And I said, well, I'm an actor. He said, do you do some kind of special kind of acting? I said, well, I really do animation voices. He said, I knew it! He said, I knew your name. You're Batman!
That is great.
I said, yeah, I do the voice. He said, this is so awesome. He said, can I tell the guys in the dining hall? I said, no one's gonna care. The world was coming to an end, and they're gonna care. The cook is Batman. He said, are you kidding? He said, they're gonna go crazy. So he goes out in the dining hall, and he says, guys. And there's this, this is a rowdy group of people. This is firemen and cops, and, these are blue-collar, nasty-ass language people. And he says, you're not gonna believe who's been in the cooking your dinners. It's Batman. There's this long lull. Everything's still quiet, and you hear, bullshit! And then there's someone else screams out, make him prove it! So I thought, okay, challenge. That's not good. So back in the kitchen I do, I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman! There's this long pause, and then you hear, holy fuck! That that is Batman. And they just start streaming back into the kitchen, and suddenly we heard this laughter. And people were going, oh man, you know, the Joker this, and Harley Quinn that, and oh, that Poison Ivy, man, she's a babe. And everyone just started laughing. And the architect who had recognized me said, how does it feel to be Santa Claus?
Wow.
He said, because that's the first laughter we've heard in 2 weeks.
Oh, damn.
And I called Andrea the next morning. Because the whole motivation for doing this was I felt like I'd wasted my life. At that time, I think a lot of people felt like they'd wasted their lives. Because people were dying.
Yeah.
And what are you doing? You're working in animation, doing a voice. What are you doing with your life? You're not saving anybody. And I called Andrea the next morning and said, you know something? What we do really does matter.
Yeah.
Because the one thing they needed last night was a good laugh.
Yeah.
I said, you would have been so proud. That place burst out laughing. And people were happy for just a few minutes. So that's my ground zero.
So, and we'll get into the Wakanda Forever stuff in a second here. I just wanted to go over this interview because, you know, the end of that story, it really stuck with me because, you know, like what I do, I just goof off on the internet kind of for a living, right? And I think sometimes, especially in the grand scheme of things, it can feel like, you know, you're wasting your life or you're not making a big impact or you're not doing anything. And I think, you know, what he was saying in that story was that had been the first time in weeks that they had laughed, and he found that his personal journey of becoming Batman and playing this character was able to serve all of these different New Yorkers and people in a really, really dark moment, and that in and of itself mattered. And, you know, he just brought a lot of, you know, as you can see when you watched the interview, he brought a really positive vibe and just an energy that was really special. You know what I mean? Just a really special guy. And somebody that I think the world is really going to miss. And so, may he rest in peace. And damn, why'd it have to be today? Why'd it have to be today? Where we're already going to talk about another hero that passed on in Chadwick Boseman. Crazy. Tough, man. He's a good guy. Really good guy. He lived a good life. He had a major impact on the world. So, yeah, may he rest in peace. All right. So, while we're getting emotional, how many of you guys shed a tear or two while watching Wakanda Forever? Let me know in the chat. How many tears or times did you cry during Wakanda Forever? Let me know. Just sad, huh? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got me twice. The beginning, and honestly, like, so it was emotional, but I was holding strong, and I was like, yeah, no, this is fine. And then there's that moment in the beginning of the movie where Shuri and her mom say goodbye to T'Challa via the casket, and then Shuri, like, breaks down and, like, goes to the casket again, and she's just wrecked. That one got me. That one got me, for sure. And then, of course, the end of the movie and the post-credit scene. Very, very emotional for me as well. Yeah, so super emotional. I I got to tell you, I think there's a lot to get into with regards to Wakanda Forever. There's a lot that we need to talk about. And, you know, there's some things that I didn't like about it. And I do want to talk a little bit about how they handled the passing of T'Challa, how they handled the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Because, you know, there are aspects of it that didn't quite sit with me super well. But here's what I want to do. I don't want to do that usual thing that I do where I get super hung up or fixated on this one thing that I don't necessarily love, and then I like over explain it, and then everybody sits back and they're like, he didn't even like this fucking movie, because I did really like the movie. Okay, so let's kind of start with that. I would probably give the film, and I definitely need to see it again, but I probably need to give the film an 8.5, and that could go up or that could go down, like either way. But for now, I'm going to kind of stick with an 8.5, and I would love to know from you guys, what do you think? Give me your score out of 10 for Wakanda Forever. What would you say about the movie? And again, we've got a lot of stuff to get into. We've got a ton of fun giveaways as well. And I think that we're going to try to keep this very positive and be excited about the movie and be excited about the MCU, because there's really fun stuff happening. I've got a sick Deadpool 3 video that's going to come out later today about the Fantastic Four movie and like Deadpool going everywhere. It is being reported that Tom Holland actually and finally locked that deal in and signed, put pen to paper yesterday, from what Dude Trust Me Bro told me. So yeah, damn, pretty crazy stuff, huh? Is the chat thing just not even working at all at this point? Like, what happened to the chat bot, dude? We're gonna have to figure that out. That shit's crazy. But yeah, so it should be a really, really fun show, and there's a lot of fun stuff to get into. You know, I just wanted to go over the Kevin Conroy stuff because definitely had a special kind of impact on me, and I just wanted to share that old past memory and all of those sort of things. Okay, so let's get into this. I see a bunch of high scores. Some people give it a lower score. I see some 7.5s, some 7s, 6s, and 4s, but a lot of 8s, a lot of 9s. I don't think I've seen a 10. Oh, yeah, a couple 10s, 9.5s, etc., etc. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in the film, right? So allow me just for a little bit here, to linger on the biggest shock to me with regards to the movie, okay? And this has to do with how it handles and treats the passing of T'Challa. Now, I'm definitely curious as to what you guys think about how they handle it, because essentially what they do is they open in a scene with Shuri in the lab, and she is working on trying to recreate the heart-shaped herb. She's working with her AI, and she's trying to synthesize the heart-shaped herb. She also is getting feedback on her brother's heart rate and her brother's condition, which is rapidly failing. He's essentially dying. But we're in the perspective of Shuri in her lab. I think somebody even says to her, like, you should be with him. You should go be with your brother. And she's just so focused right then and there on saving him. And I guess this is the best way that I can say this, is that from a story perspective, considering what had happened and considering what I think the goal of this movie was, I think this was a good choice. And like, you know, shit like this happens in Hollywood, and sometimes you've got to sort of roll with the punches, or, you know, make do with what you're given. Okay. You know, different kind of actors that can, or different kind of directors and writers can change movies as it goes along and try to develop and try to create what makes sense for the story. Like a couple of examples here. Obviously, Chad dying, and then therefore them deciding to kill the character of T'Challa, that has to become a thing in the film, but you also have to weave it in such a way that the perspective and the main characters of this movie are not, like, they're affected by it, but they're not going to necessarily linger on it, and Chadwick's obviously not going to be seen or interact other than through these characters. So I think from that perspective, like, it was a good idea. And I'm also talking about the scene with Killmonger, because, like, for instance, you know, within this leak culture and rumor culture, we had heard for a long time about the Killmonger scene in the ancestral plane, and I had all like sorts of concepts and ideas of like how that could work. Is T'Challa just not there because he's still out running? Is this the actual ancestral plane where all the Black Panthers go and Killmonger is there? And I was like trying to make sense of it in my head. And yet the way it's handled in the film is really smart. Like, I got to give a lot of props to Ryan Coogler and a lot of props to Marvel Studios, because the film is really intelligent in the way it uses its limitations, and mainly just the limitation of not only Chadwick dying, but their decision to not have T'Challa in this film. Like, that was their decision. It's basically like, T'Challa is not in this movie, right? So, based on that and those constraints, I think the film handled itself very intelligently. Like, it's really smart that Shuri goes to the ancestral plane and is in, like, a different version of it and facing Killmonger, because she's doing this, she's doing the heart-shaped herb thing because she wants vengeance. In those moments, she's more aligned with Eric than she is with, T'Challa or T'Chaka or her mother, for that matter, or whatever, right? And so the film's really intelligent in the way that it does it. The reason it's jarring for me personally is because I feel like the movie wants to move on, and I feel like it's doing this in a couple of different ways. Like I said this in the video yesterday. It's establishing a plot that essentially moves on, but it's also focusing sort of the issue with Shuri. Like, one of her main hangups is moving on. And her mother's like almost immediately moved on. And it creates this really weird juxtaposition for me where Shuri is the only person seemingly still like consumed by grief about T'Challa, and yet even she doesn't really linger on that because there's so much going on in the movie. So to me, it felt a little jarring to go from this cold open and this incredibly impactful thing, and then they like suck the air out of the room and like let you hear the emotions that people are having, which I thought was another brilliant choice by Coogler with the credit sequence and then what happens later on in the movie. So like, want to give the movie all the props in the world for being really smart and intentional with the way that it was created. But I also just have to admit that I don't know how I feel about it. Like, the movie is long. It is a very long movie. And when I was going into the film, I thought what this was going to be was taking our time grieving and then doing like an action adventure crazy tension movie build-up thing. That's not what it is. The movie is taking its time to tell you that that's not going to be what the movie is. They're not going to grieve. They've moved on. It's a year later, and a year later, the mother is literally doing a ceremony of burning his funeral stuff to like actually move on. The grieving period is over. Like, the movie is so intentional with the way it establishes that. And I just feel like there's going to be some people that when they come into that are going to feel about it in different ways. Do you know what I mean? And so I don't know if you guys are feeling what I'm saying or if you understand where I'm coming from with that. But that was kind of the weirdest part of the movie for me. It was like difficult. Like, when I got out of the film, I was like, damn, like, how do I really feel about this movie? Like, honoring Chadwick Boseman, because in a sense it honors him by just continuing what the first movie was doing and really doing more for like Wakanda and the MCU and all of that than it really does like for instance, like as an example, there's no speech about what T'Challa accomplished. There's no discussions or conversations about his legacy. There's no political division based on what T'Challa wanted for the kingdom juxtaposed against now what other people want for the kingdom. So like he's not really in the movie in like any meaningful way. And in that sense, I don't know that I can say it honors T'Challa or it honors Chadwick Boseman. Okay, so I don't know. Look, I'm just going to leave it there because, again, I really, really like the movie. And I want to sort of focus more on the things that I really enjoyed about the film. But I had to do that thing. I had to talk about that aspect of it because, look, your mileage may vary on how you feel about it. It was just odd to me. I'm not even necessarily saying that I hate it, because I think it's actually probably the right move. Because if you linger on that too much, you know, it can feel weird and it could have like really made the movie like a downer, like a bummer, right? Which I don't think this movie was. But now, the things that I liked about the film. This movie is epic, man. Like, it's really a continuation of all the stuff they do in the first movie. And it's the first time in a long time that an MCU movie is like, okay, so for instance, like when you watch Love and Thunder, like there's a lot going on, but it kind of just feels like beat to beat to beat. Here's a scene, there's a scene, conflict resolution. There's no like intricacies to it in the way that like Infinity War has this like really grand story that like folds, goes into different perspectives, does all these different things. They vignette all over the place. And it felt like really big. Wakanda Forever does that as well. Like I was really surprised at like how I want to say like Game of Thronesy or you know, I guess just more, you could say like House of the Dragon, almost an epic in the sense of like Arthurian lore and legends, you know, kings, princesses, you know, political strife, that when the queen demotes the general, you know what I mean? When M'Baku is challenging for the leadership at the end of the movie, when Namor takes Shuri to Telecon and like shows her all that, like, yo, I got some serious Aladdin vibes when he was like bringing her down and showing her Telecon and like explaining where he comes from. You know what I mean? Like very, very epic. So in that regard, I was like, dude, this is great. And this is definitely something Marvel should replicate moving forward. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of people didn't love Multiverse of Madness because it, as crazy as it is, like to do the multiverse, it kind of felt like streamlined or like you were on tracks, like things were just going and you just land in basically one multiverse, 838, and you have like a minor conflict and then you kind of jump ahead, right? Wakanda Forever takes its time. Like it goes in different places. It addresses the political situation on the planet, where Wakanda is at. It has Ross and Val and, you know, that whole situation. It's big in a way that I think Marvel needs, and I expect a lot of people, you know, had a really good time with it, and they're going to continue to go see it in the movies. I think this movie, if it doesn't crack $1 billion, it'll get damn close, right? And again, like it kind of speaks to that change up, that difference of like, do we want to really linger on this or do we want to like continue the MCU forward, right? I also really liked, and it's weird because I'm real curious as to what you guys thought about this, but like, dude, Wakanda is going through it in this movie. It is kind of bold that one of the major things that happens in this movie is that Wakanda realizes it's not as special as it thought it was. Like, that's wild, yo. Like, Wakanda and vibranium, it's always been the thing. And they've had that. That's their status. That's this whole situation. And for Atlantis or Telecon to have vibranium, wow. Like, yo, that is bold. That's kind of crazy, you know? Like, it really removes one of their more special things. That's like in those sort of deconstructive stories where the superhero loses their powers. You know what I mean? Like, their superheroes lose their powers, and then they have to, like, deal with that and toil with it morally, and it's, like, it's kind of interesting, right? Wakanda has to do that very same thing. That's absolutely nuts. On top of that, Namor is able to move past all of their defenses. He's like this just crazy threat. And that aspect of it was nuts. There's also the fact that internationally, all of these people, and I think you're led to believe it's like a coalition of people in the West. Like maybe it was the French, maybe it was the Germans. I don't even know. But they're also trying to destabilize and attack Wakanda, and it's like, dude, Wakanda's just like going through it in this movie. I thought that was like really bold and interesting. And damn, dude, like Shuri, like she's lost her brother. And she's dealing with all of these issues. And then, she has this thing with Namor where they have like some kind of a connection here, but she's still holding to her morals because she won't just let them kill Riri. And then Namor kills her mom, dude. Like, that's wild, bro. Like, for them to do that to her, I suppose it kind of makes sense as another sort of domino falling that, puts her in that mode of like absolute hellbent revenge and things like that. But I just kind of felt like, damn, that is, and again, something that I knew about, ahead of the movie, but the way it's done in the film and the way she's just like laying there having drowned, like that shit was wild. And the performance that Letitia puts in, wow, like you definitely feel that pain, and so it was really impactful. Let's talk about Riri Williams. I'm really curious as to what you guys think about Riri Williams. Here's my thoughts. I liked her a lot. I felt like she was super fun. I also feel like it kind of bloated the movie to have her be like so important. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, if it was just a different kind of scientist, or if you have Riri, outside of the armor, perhaps, I think the movie's just a little bit tighter narratively because, you spend some time kind of establishing her and having her be a part of scenes and things of that nature. So I guess what my thing is, like, definitely better than I thought, while also maybe not serving the narrative of the film as much, So what do you guys think? I like her. Mid. I like it. Who's Riri? Love the actor. She was fine. I liked Riri a lot more than I thought I would, says Zachary P. What's the deal with M'Baku, though? Oh, we'll get there. I'll explain it. Riri sucks. Comics. Why would she... Wait, what? Why wouldn't she suck in the movie? Yeah, I don't really like Riri in the comics, but I felt like she was cool, man. I felt like there was a fun thing going on with this version of Riri. Definitely different than the comic book vibe. And there didn't seem to be much of a Tony Stark connection at all, right? Like, so she doesn't really mention Tony Stark. I think one of the cops is like, she's got an Iron Man armor, and that's about it. So I wonder if that'll be explored more in Ironheart, because somebody had said she had like a strange connection to Tony Stark in the press or something like that. But no, she's cool, man. Dominic Thorne definitely brought it. I thought she was enjoyable in the role for sure. Namor. Let's talk about Namor. When Namor and Doom kissed, it was hot, says Justice for Noir. Yeah, that shit was really hot, too. What did you guys make of Namor? What did you think? Fire. Badass. My man Namor, baby. Yeah, badass. MVP of the movie. He was... Dude, he was incredible. Yeah. Namor was awesome, dude. Like, what good casting. From the moment he shows up on the shore to when he's having that dinner and showing Shuri around, and then when he re-threatens the queen, like, dude, there's a lot of moments of, like, pure intensity and awesomeness with Namor. I also think that his backstory was really cool. He literally says he's a mutant. He says that he's a mutant, and yet he also says that he thinks it was the vibranium. So that's kind of interesting. You know what I mean? Namor is Secret Wars ready. Oh yeah, I definitely want to see more Namor. I also, dude, I love the way that he was moving and like the way they shot him, the way he moves in the air, the way he fights. Like, fucking awesome job with that shit. Like, he was crazy. I love that. I love the way they introduce him to, and he looks kind of like demonic when he's just like flying like that. Thought that was really, really cool. The only thing, and it's a minor gripe. That I have with the film, but the only thing I didn't love was at the very end of the movie, he seemed like he genuinely liked having the partnership like with Wakanda, and I would have preferred if he said something to the effect of like, we're going to have this alliance for now, or something like that. And I know they want to not have Namor be like the Puron villain type dude, but I'm sorry, like, he killed Shuri's mom. Like, I don't know. There's just a little bit of that at the end where I was like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't love that, you know? Where, you know, he's crazy enough and insane enough to just go into Wakanda, threaten to, like, absolutely destroy them, kill Shuri's mom, make Shuri the queen, and then he's willing to strike a actual agreement with them. You know what I mean? Like, if... Yes, member chats are on. I got you guys. I got you. So if that was a little bit different, I probably would have preferred that. But other than that, I don't really have any complaints about Namor. He was freaking awesome. I can't wait to see him again. I kind of want to see like an even more evil variant of him, because holy good God, like, pretty wild. You know what I mean? Pretty strong, awesome action, great performance. He was great. You know what really surprised me was the supporting cast. The supporting cast was shockingly great. Like, Winston Duke as M'Baku, dude, several very impactful scenes, bringing a really interesting tone. I loved M'Baku in this movie, dude. And his scenes at the end of the movie with Shuri, really good, dude. Like, really good. When she comes down as the Black Panther and he, like, sort of tests her strength, I was like, dude, that shit's on point. And all of the sort of cultural stuff, like, with Wakanda, like, nailed it, dude. Absolutely nailed it. I thought it was really, really good. So, you know, she was great. What are they called? The Hell Angels or whatever? They were awesome. And I really liked how they did that. I thought Nakia was brilliant. She was great in the movie. Okoye was great. They were really, really good. Like, the supporting cast really brought it, dude. Like, I was surprised that just some really impactful scenes. And again, I thought, to me, Winston Duke really stood out, where I was just like, damn, like, these are some pretty crazy scenes where he comes in and says this, and, you know, very, very cool. So I liked all of that stuff quite a bit. As far as the MCU setup is concerned, I do think they did a good job of, like, establishing where things are currently at. They're definitely still keeping some stuff vague, but it seems like maybe the Thunderbolts are trying to either destabilize or wage war on Wakanda. And it really does feel like there was a version of this movie, and we're going to get into the Doctor Doom stuff here, right? That there was a version of this movie where Doctor Doom was the sort of overarching villain, the guy that was pulling the strings. And the Lake Bell character, I believe, was originally going to be Von Bartis, who's like the right-hand lady of Doctor Doom. And it was going to be revealed that he was the one that was trying to destabilize Wakanda, that he was the one that was trying to destabilize Telecon. And they seem to have removed that. And it does really appear that they're replacing that with the Thunderbolts. So instead of it being Doctor Doom, that's going to be trying... Like, there's some rumors out there right now that the Thunderbolts are going to be trying to wage a full-on war against Wakanda. And that might be explored in some shows, maybe in some movies and stuff like that as well, right? And I mean, you know, you think about it from Ross's perspective, who we... Of course, the other Ross, not the one we see in this movie. But the old Harrison Ford Ross now. And I suppose, yeah, he would be definitely trying to undermine Wakanda, because they're a very powerful force, especially now that they have a Black Panther yet again in Shuri. So that shit was really cool. And as far as like the ending of the movie, right? Because it is a little bit confusing, and I'm going to do a whole video on this, okay? I'm going to do a whole video kind of breaking this down. But what it seems is now happening is M'Baku is going to be the ruler of Wakanda. He is going to act as king for all intents and purposes, but Shuri will remain as the Black Panther. And this has happened before in comics and even in the MCU, because T'Chaka was king while T'Challa was Black Panther. T'Chaka had passed the mantle of Black Panther to his son before he passed the mantle of king. So that's why in Winter Soldier, T'Challa says, "And now, thanks to your friend, I am both warrior and king," meaning he's the head warrior as the Black Panther, and he's now the ruler of Wakanda. Okay? So M'Baku is going to lead them, and Shuri, as the Black Panther, is now living with Nakia and the young T'Challa, and she's going to help raise young T'Challa, and either she'll come back and be queen, or eventually Prince T'Challa will take the throne. Okay, now let's talk about the prince a little bit, because this is really interesting. This is their solution to replacing T'Challa in the MCU. Okay, so undeniable that this is what they want to do. Like, this is their solution. Oscar C., welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. And I see a bunch of people coming in new that are talking about Kevin Conroy. We talked about Kevin Conroy at the beginning of the video. I recommend you go back and watch it, or just watch the replay, because I absolutely love Kevin Conroy, man. But I can't talk about it right now. I also have to get emotional. We got to just kind of do the show, okay? So, that's their solution to it. T'Challa, in a couple of years' time, or at least at some point in the future of the MCU, will be Black Panther again and likely be the ruler of Wakanda again. Okay? And there's some things I like and there's some things I don't like about that. Greg, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. So let me talk about what I liked about it first, okay? I like the fact that Chadwick T'Challa, had been interacting with his son. That's implied in the post-credit scene, and it's implied that he had prepared Prince T'Challa to rule one day, and what he was now going to have to do, okay? So this kid, who, by the way, I thought was incredible. His performance was great. He had a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, but then also when he gave that little monologue about how he's actually Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa, and he's the rightful heir to the throne of Wakanda, I was like, yo, that kid did great. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that kid did great, man. Okay? But it would appear that, like, this is going to be a guy that's been prepared to take the throne, been prepared to take the power of the Black Panther, and his dad did play a role in that. It's not like he was completely absent from the kid's life, and they had some kind of a plan because T'Challa knew he was going to die. That aspect of it I like, and I think it could work. It could work, okay? But the thing that I don't like about it is that obviously this isn't T'Challa. It's like T'Challa the Second, who, for all intents and purposes, could be an absolutely incredible character and we would love, and that would be awesome. But this would be like passing the torch to Jonathan Kent as Superman and just kind of trying to act like he's Kal-El. He's not Kal-El. Okay? Jonathan deals with different things than Kal-El does. Jonathan has a different perspective on life, and Jonathan's not as sort of stoically put together as Kal-El. Okay? So T'Challa the Second cannot be T'Challa the First. He can't. that would undermine the character. So it's like weird to just kind of put this character in and be like, this is T'Challa, right? And so many of us want like a multiversal version of T'Challa, or we want the actual T'Challa from this movie that died to come back to life or something like that. And here's the thing about that, from my perspective. This movie doesn't solve the problem of T'Challa. It just kicks the can down the road. Okay? And here's what I mean. This kid is going to someday take the heart-shaped herb. And when he does take the heart-shaped herb, he is going to go into the ancestral plane and he is going to see his father. Period. So, unless they want to remove that as a possibility and not actually deal with it, they haven't actually solved the problem. On top of that, even in the movie, they say, you are Wakandan, and we know death is not the end. And so this is a huge part of their culture. So, like, he can't be dead. Even if he is dead, he's not dead. So this doesn't solve the problem. It simply pushes it down the line. It kicks the can down the road. And by the way, maybe that's fine and maybe that's appropriate because this movie needed to be what it was. And then they have to figure out how they are going to address this moving forward. Right? Because on top of everything I just mentioned, they're already going to bring characters like back to life. Like Tony Stark. If Tony Stark pops up again in Secret Wars, which the smart money is on, that's going to happen. I believe that's, I mean, I can't say it's 100% because you never really know, but a lot of us think that that's going to happen. So how the fuck are they going to bring Tony Stark back, but not bring back T'Challa as Black Panther? Do you see what I mean? So, if anything, depending on how you look at it, they still have time to actually literally bring T'Challa back. And maybe that happens through a recasting. Maybe that happens with some kind of deep fake technology, like something like what they're doing with Luke Skywalker and Mark Hamill, where they recreate that performance and try to make it look as much as Chad as they possibly can. It could just be recasting and they could just kind of make it work, right? So, while I don't hate it, and I actually do want to see this young T'Challa, and like maybe he, in some weird ways, he could actually represent T'Challa from the comics even a little bit more than Chad did, because Chad at the time they were almost doing like a Man of Steel thing with T'Challa. Like, Winter Soldier is almost like Man of Steel for T'Challa. Because hell-bent on revenge, willing to kill anyone and do all this crazy stuff, that's not T'Challa from the comics, dude. T'Challa's like smart, stoic, strong, but like does the right thing. You know what I mean? Really noble. And so like they kind of were like even working on getting towards that version of the character. And anything that the new version of T'Challa the Second, it is very possible that, again, because he had actual communication with his dad and was taught things by his father, he could bring up things constantly like, my dad told me this kind of shit, you know, blah, 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 this, that, second, and the third. And it gets us hyped and it gets us emotional, right? So, we'll see how they handle it moving forward. But I'll tell you this, that scene is emotional as fuck, because especially through the lens of Shuri, who has lost so much and has just like actually grieved her brother, and then to see that her brother's son, and like it's some kind of a connection to her brother still, which I think we're meant to really feel as well as the audience, and it does work. You know what I mean? It's really, really cool. So to me, man, a really, really fun movie. I don't know that I can say it's my favorite in Phase 4. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys think. I'm actually pretty curious about that. Do you guys, any of you guys out there, think this is your favorite in Phase 4? I'm just curious. Is it your favorite in Phase 4? Anybody? Because I would say it's good. Yes. Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's in the upper movies for sure. It's in the upper part of the movies for sure. I'm really excited to check it out again. And I tell you, we're going to see it again tomorrow. And one of the things that I might do is I think later tonight, I'm actually going to watch the first movie. So I'm going to watch the first movie tonight and then go into the second movie kind of more with like that kind of a vibe and feeling it. And just I want to see how that hits me. And ultimately, like, again, to sort of circle back to a point I made earlier, it's a really intelligently put together movie. Like huge props to Coogler. Huge props to Coogler and what they accomplished with this movie because it works where it needs to work. It knows what it wants to be. It takes its time going through this story, building up this epic conflict, dealing with all these really heavy issues. I think it's a really, really well put together movie. I think it might be the case that simply because of what happened with Chadwick Boseman, there's just always going to be a sort of asterisk or some kind of a cloud hanging over this film and a lot of questions and a lot of sort of mixed feelings that we have about this movie. But it might be one of those situations where this is the best version of what this movie could have been and like sort of the least offensive thing that it could do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes sense. It's interesting. And I'm conflicted a little bit, but I can't deny that it's dope. I can't deny that, like, they go for it. And this stuff's awesome. Like, you want to see Namor flying around, kicking a bunch of ass? There you go. You know what I mean? Like, it's right there. It's really cool. So, for me, 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. Papa Josh is getting chunky. Oh, yeah, I'm getting fat as hell, bro. I'm getting fat as hell, Chris, and you don't got to worry about it, okay? Should we do some giveaways? Josh, what's your Phase 4 movies, shows ranking? So, it's funny you say that. We'll probably do that on Monday, okay? But we've got a couple of tier lists that we got to do. We've got to rank the phases. Like, the question is Phase 4 really the worst? You know what I mean? And a lot of people's, like, knee-jerk reaction would be like, yes. But let's break that down a little bit. Let's really get into that. And so I want to rank all 4 Marvel phases, okay? And then we've got to rank do a tier list out of all the stuff in Phase 4. Phase 4 is officially in the books. It's over. And so we've got it from boop to boop, which, by the way, do you guys consider Spider-Man Far From Home, not No Way Home, but Spider-Man Far From Home, do you consider that Phase 4 or 5? Because I think it's, or Phase 3 or 4. I think it's technically Phase 3. Isn't it? Yeah. Phase 1 may be overrated too. Hey, you don't say that, bro. Hey, you don't say that. It's still 3? Yeah, that's interesting, huh? Man, Phase 4 really could have used that movie. 2 Spider-Mans in there would have really helped out. Okay, I say we do some giveaways, mother truckers. I said maybe. You don't say that. You don't say that. You don't say nothing. Okay, should we do some giveaways, man? All right, I hope you got your nerd coin ready, because we're about to drain it all from you. I mean, we're about to give you some dope chances to win some dope, nerdy shit! Okay, so let me go through this. The grand prize, which we'll do last, will be 2 of these. Well, one, you're only going to get 1, but we're going to give away 2 of them, okay? And these are the beads that they wear from Wakanda Forever. Sales 1, they did a collab and did some GameStop exclusive. These are awesome, man. These are really, really cool. And if nobody wants them, I'll rock them for sure. You can always give them to me if you win. We also have 2 Namor Funko Pops. 2 Namor Funko Pops. Okay. And then we have this Shuri Funko Pop that comes with the Funko shirt I gotta tell you, these Funko shirts are actually pretty sick too. I like them. I like them. I like them a lot. Free shipping only within the United States. If you don't live in the United States, you can still get it, but you got to pay for shipping. Sorry, it's just is what it is. You know what I mean? I was just sorry. I don't. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Okay, so. Okay, here we go. Wakanda Forever swag giveaways. Let's start with the Shuri. Shuri! Boom. Boom. All right, so what I want to do is I'll make this $2,000 a ticket, and you can do 10 tickets, and I will... Before I start the giveaway, I'll do the thing that I like to do, and I'll give everybody 2,000 that's watching. So if you're watching right now, here's 2,000 nerd coin. And if it doesn't work, your karma is cursed by the gods. So, you know, it is what it is. And then we'll start the giveaway. And you've got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Boom. There you go. I have started the giveaway right now for the Shuri Funko Pop and shirt. So there you go. By the way, too, I'll just linger on this for a second. I thought Letitia did incredible in this film. She's really good, dude. Where's the Indiana Jones trailer? What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? Indiana Jones? Time travel Indiana Jones time? Is that what you're talking about? I hit the key and not my chat next to video. How do I fix this? Oh, dude, it's over. In fact, you probably just never want to watch YouTube again. You ruined it. You ruined YouTube. Congratulations, you played yourself. Oh, fuck. You know what? I was going to say something, but I'm just going to do it on Monday's stream. We will have a Prime stream at 1 p.m. and I have some really interesting things I want to go over with you guys. Some fun stuff coming to the channel next week. Yeah. Delete your YouTube. Okay, fine. I'll delete it. Okay, fine. I'll delete it. You got 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds to try to enter to win the Shuri Funko Pop. The Shuri Funko Pop. The Mjolnir giveaway? We already did the Mjolnir giveaway. That's for the regular channel. Don't tell me what to do, Josh. Okay, fine. You don't have to. Sheesh. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Let's see who's the winner. Jedi Mike! Oh, shit. It's Jedi Mike. Congratulations, Jedi Mike. You have won the Shuri Funko and shirt. I think I have your address. Anyway. So, bada boom, bada bing. Okay. Okay. Complete. Next up. Namor Funko Pop. The Namor Funko Pop. This is going to be the same, but here's the deal. I'm going to draw twice. So there'll be 2 winners, but I don't want to do 2 giveaways where everybody spends the 2,000 or the 10,000 like twice or whatever. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop 2,000 nerd coin to everybody that's watching. There you go. And then boom, boom, boom. You've got 2 minutes. We're giving away 2 Namor Funko Pops. I loved his design, man. Man, so cool. So cool. I hope they do more with Namor, man. I want to see him turn. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see him have a real break. Because again, like, I wasn't crazy about him, like, being like, now we're friends with Wakanda. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, in the comics, like, that rivalry is so cool, dude. Like, Namor and T'Challa, you know, Atlantis, Wakanda, like, it's a big deal. So, I want to see more darkness from Namor. But maybe we'll figure that out. Like, maybe we'll actually get there through, like, this conflict with Namor. Because it might be, like, Namor and Wakanda versus the Thunderbolts and versus the West. That would be really, really interesting. And I wonder if, like, tension will continue to rise between maybe M'Baku, Shuri, Wakanda, and Namor. You know what I'm saying? So that would be really, really cool. Do you guys think... Because, look, they made it weird. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get all weird about it, but they made it weird with, like, T'Challa not being it anymore. But do you think that Prince T'Challa, right, T'Challa II, do you think that he'll grow up and eventually have beef with Namor because Namor killed his grandmother? Or do you think Namor's going to have to inevitably kill Shuri? You know what I mean? Because they sort of set the precedent for that. Like, they fridged the mom to motivate Shuri. You know what I mean? Well, how's T'Challa going to come into that and have a rivalry with Namor? Like, I don't know. I just don't know. 7 seconds. 7 seconds. Hey, Chase, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Yeah. All right, here we go. We're going to draw 2 names for this, okay? So here we go. Boom. Here's the first one. Julian! Julian, hit me up, brother. You are the winner of the first Namor. Let's do one more. Here we go. One more. Boop. Nolan Dirty Dan. No Olman Dirty Dan. You are also a winner. Good for you, bro. Let me see something here. I just want to see something. Yeah, nice, dude. Yes, indeed. Just got to hit me up. Hit me up on Discord or hit me up. Oh, dude, this guy got it. He only did 4 tickets. No offense. I'm not trying to say nothing. But Dirty Dan only did 4 tickets. How lucky is that? Good for him. Let's go. First ever Funko. Sick, dude. Sick. Okay, so you just got to hit me up, dude. And Julian, you got to hit me up too. Either Twitter DMs or Discord DMs are the best way to do it, okay? All right, sick. And now, the grand prize. Wakanda beads. Wakanda beads. And I've got to make them... I'll just make them 3,000. The tickets will be 3,000. Okay? And here, let me give another 3,000 to everybody. I almost accidentally just gave you all 30,000. Okay. Are you ready? Should I open the beads? I can seal it again, but should I open it to show you guys what they look like? Matthew! Welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Where'd you get Nerd Coin? So you get Nerd Coin for a couple of different things. You get it for subscribing to the channel, you get it for becoming a member, you get it for super chatting, and you get it when I drop it. No, I shouldn't open them? But I really want them. Also, too, I just want to remind you guys that if you win these and you want to just let me have them, you can do that too. You could be like, you know, Josh, here you go. Like, you just keep it. You keep the Wakanda beads. You know what I mean? That is, if you wanted to do that, I wouldn't complain about it. You know what I mean? Just putting that out there as a possibility. Huh? Oh, you got to leave it up more than 2 minutes? I'm sorry. Yeah, we could do that in the future for sure. Got a ton of fun giveaways. We'll do some sick giveaways around Christmas time as well, just to give back for sure. The coin bot hates you. No, I'm sorry. Are we doing call-ins? No call-ins today, but we've got a good bit of questions to go over after this, so we'll get into the Q&A after this for sure. For sure. Yeah. I never win, but maybe this is my day. Oh, shit. Hey, Nick, much love right back, man. Glad you enjoy the show. Okay. I think it's about time. 13 seconds. I think it's about time. Okay, 2 seconds. 1 second. Okay, let's see who wins the Wakandan beads. The first winner is just Fernie! Oh my God, Fernie! Hey, yo, Fernie! Yo, how mad is everybody that Fernie won? I mean, look, let's just, much love to Fernie and everything, but damn, Fernie! Yeah, like everybody's like rigged. Totally deserves it though, for sure, man. He's a hardworking guy. Okay. Scam! Rigged! Oh shit! Everybody's mad! Fernie! Blow him up on Twitter! Yo, the next time he's streaming, get in there and let him know, okay? One more, guys. One more, okay? Who will be... It's rigged, says Fernie. Who will be the winner of the second Wakandan beads? Look, you can hear him in there. Can you hear him? Dude, these things are nice. Again, it is an option to give it to me if you want. Here we go. Who's the next one? Carl! Oh, shit. Coral. Hey, Coral. There you go, man. Coral. Yeah, well done. Yeah, Carl said it was rigged. Redraw. Oh, shit. Carl wants me to redraw. Okay, no worry. Dude, it's actually so rigged. I promise you it is not. Rigged like mofo. Oh, my God. No, you probably just did 10 tickets, right? So here, I'll break it down for everybody. 62 of you entered, and there were 368 tickets total. Okay, so basically you had, depending on how many you did, how many tickets you bought. So like Carl did 10 tickets. So yeah, a lot of people did 10 tickets. Frex did 1 ticket, which would have been disgusting if you had won. People would have been mad. I guess people are mad either way. But yeah, that's just is what it is. It's just luck of the draw, guys. It's just luck of the draw. It's just luck of the draw. So, hey, Jesse Prince, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. It's like a 1.8% of chance of winning with 10 tickets. Exactly, yeah. I have won 2 Funko Pops and a shirt in the past. Yep, it's rigged. Wait, what? But you didn't win today, right? Can I message someone to clarify how to do this? Sure. Yeah, hit me up on Discord, or just ask one of the mods on Discord. They'll be able to help you out. Yeah. Ash, dude, I totally agree. I just wish it was hinted at a little bit. You know what I mean? Hinted at a little bit. So, but okay, guys, thank you so much for participating in that, and congratulations to all the winners. We'll send all of this stuff out, and again, we're gonna have a ton of fun giveaways in the month of December for sure. Just kind of getting into the holidays and just hanging out. So, look out for that. More fun stuff on the way. Okay. Thanks, Josh, for the opportunity to win some cool stuff. Dude, I'm glad you won. See? Dirty Dan won. And he's not a member. And he didn't buy a ton of tickets, so he got lucky. You can get lucky, too. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. All right, look. I wasn't going to do this. But should we chance making everyone even more mad? Okay, what if I had another giveaway? would you guys want to do another giveaway? Or do you think that if we did another giveaway, everyone would just be mad? What do you think? Let's do a poll. I want to go to the polls on this before we do it. Because, maybe we shouldn't do the giveaway. Should we do another big giveaway? I mean, look, I don't know if we should. I think everyone will just get mad. And by the way, if you vote yes on this, okay, if you vote yes on this, and then you don't win, you cannot be upset. Hey, Dirty Dan, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. You're not allowed to be upset if you don't win. And let me check something real quick, too. So let's complete that one. If I go into this one and I edit it. Must be a full win. Okay. It looks like most of you want to do this giveaway. So here's what the giveaway is. Last month, or maybe it was 2 months ago, the person that won the $200 GameStop gift card never got back to me. And so if you want, we could do a raffle via Nerdcoin to win the $200 GameStop gift card. What do you think? Why would it be a raffle? Yeah, so Trev wants probably for it to just be available for members. Well, what do you guys think? Should we do it as a raffle? Should we save it? Do it as a thing? I don't know. What do you think? Give us the shirt off your back. No one likes Trev. Because I'm a member, LOL. Tickets should cost $100 each. Should be members. Give non-members a shot at it, says Paul, who happens to not be a member. Rick Staines, welcome back to the Nerd Vengers. Should we do it as only members? I wish there was a way to do it. I wish there was a way to do it as a raffle, but a raffle only for members. You know what I mean? Let me try to pull something up. Okay, so we can do it as just members, but I kind of feel like if we do that, maybe we should save that for Monday, huh? Maybe we can just go over that on Monday with the members. Because otherwise, like, I'd have to pull it up. I'd have to do the dice rolling. We're already kind of, lagging here. I'd prefer to maybe just get into the Q&A. What do you guys think? I deserve it for being a forehead of security here. Doesn't option? No, it doesn't. It says like followers and shit. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just save it for Monday, but we'll give it away to another member on Monday. Here's the other thing, though. and this is why, like, again, I wish we could do it as a giveaway here, because what happened before was I gave it to a member and that member's just like totally inactive and never got back to me. You know what I mean? So if I did it through a giveaway, I would know for sure that it was somebody active on the channel and in the chat that got a chance to win it. But I guess that's not exactly fair to the members that are active but have to watch on the replay, etc., etc. So yeah, we'll just do it on Monday for sure. Yeah. All right, let's get into the Q's and the A's, ladies and gentlemen. I'll go over all the member chats. I'll go over all the super chats, and we'll just hang out together and talk about Wakanda Forever. So here we go. First in today was J Mike Gaming. A member for 7 months says, I definitely feel like Black Panther was its own memorial movie. Not to be compared to the rest of the MCU. It almost felt like a different genre. James Marshall, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Yeah, that's true. It certainly feels like it's different, but I don't know, man. I would argue it's very MCU. Like, I think it's really MCU. Like, it was way more of a Marvel movie than I was expecting it to be, actually. I don't know. You guys agree or disagree? Do you agree or disagree? I think it was pretty MCU, but I also feel like it's doing its own thing, and therefore maybe some of the things that are different about it are understandable. Leon says, sad day. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. I'll miss him. He signed my Killing Joke graphic novel at New York Comic Con one year. Hope everyone's doing all right. Yeah, it was super sad, man. As I said at the beginning of the stream, made a super big impact on me. Such a kind-hearted, beautiful human being. He will be missed. Absolutely, man. Tough one there. J Mike Gaming with a $10 holla says, I told my buddies last night that I wouldn't even attempt to compare it against other MCU movies this year. It was an MCU character study, and I really loved it. Also, R.I.P. Kevin. Just saw that. Yeah, dude, that shit sucks. I understand what you're saying with that, and again, it's like very similar to what J Mike is saying, but I feel like it was really MCU, dude. You know? Like, I feel like it felt more MCU than some of the other movies in Phase 4, and definitely a lot of the shows. For sure. Leon says, on a light note, though, Ash Ketchum did it. Yeah, he finally won. He's finally the Pokemon champion, right? And where did that happen? Is that in the anime or something like that? Or in the manga or something? I don't even know. I'm out of the loop on Pokemon. J Mike Gaming says, didn't Kevin cameo in the CW Flash? Yes, I believe he did. Chris Listenfeld said with a $5 holla, Batman the Animated Series was my absolute favorite show as a kid and still is one of the best Batman portrayals we've ever had. Rest in peace, Kevin. Yeah, it was incredible, man. It was incredible what they accomplished with that show. And then when they started to realize how impactful it was, and then they just kind of continued to take it really seriously. And Conroy, of course, then does the voice of Bruce in the Batman Beyond show as well. So, yeah, man. Crazy. Kind of still can't believe it. Marcellus says, we need to protect Bruce Greenwood. He's my second favorite Batman voice after Conroy. He did an amazing voice work in Young Justice and Under the Red Hood. Yeah, no, definitely good. Definitely iconic as well. Second Street Marvel with a $5 holla says, never underestimate your impact on others, no matter who you are. Yeah, I think that's a good lesson, man. The way we impact others oftentimes is not directly seen. And, in moments like that, I do think it's worth remembering. It can be very good for you to consider that and just try to walk with grace as much as you can. Pretty Nikki with a $10 holla says, the opening Marvel logo took me out. The tears were flowing. I really enjoyed this movie. I'm glad you liked it. And I liked it a lot, too. That part was, like, I think we were all, I think most people were just caught up in the emotions of that, and it was really appropriate that they let that moment just breathe with the silent credits and all the images of Chadwick. It was crazy. And then again at the end of the movie where she's like imagining him and we have all those shots of them together, it hits hard. It hit real hard. Mike Toe says, R.I.P. Kevin Conroy, my Batman. A few years ago, my friends got me a cameo from him, and I don't know how many times I've watched it to help me get through a day. Damn, bro. Yeah, this guy had a massive impact. You know what I mean? He will truly be missed. Rupert says T'Challa was taken out by the virus that was edited out of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Do you think that was going to be a thing? That's kind of interesting. I don't think so. I think that what is done in the movie is just the perfect way to allow his passing, to have it mirror the way that he passed in real life, and then allow the characters to just move forward with that whole. So I don't really think so. That is kind of an interesting thought, though. LMI Music, member for 22 months, says, sing it tonight, so I'm going to watch on mute for a bit. Do something flashy when you're done with the spoilers. R.I.P. Conroy, the real Dark Knight. Much love, Josh. Much love, fellow Nerd Vengers. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. Will Parker says, Wakanda Forever was different than I was expecting, but I really enjoyed it. I want more Namor. He was dope, and I'm glad he didn't end up dying. NFL and... Hey, what? Oh, Nerd Vengeance for life and R.I.P. Chadwick. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, Namor was sick, dude. I want more Namor as well. Christian Jensen, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. 831 Red, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. D-Man Lewis, member for 12 months, says, bro, why do the Nerd Theory episodes keep going away? I need the video aspect. Love you guys at Nerd Theory, but I haven't listened because of that for the past 3 weeks. You know, I'm not really sure. I could ask him why he's doing that. I think if anything, last week he probably did it because it got so chaotic or whatever. I thought it was still a really good show. Or maybe he's just trying to get people to go over on Spotify. I'm not really sure. I'll ask him about it, though. Kendall, member for 28 months, says, the movie was great. The more I've thought about it, the better it is. I'm going back at 1:30. The MCU is back, bruh. The new T'Challa will be on the throne a lot sooner than people think. Call in. No call-ins today, but I am really curious as to what you think, though. You know what I mean? I definitely want to hear you out on that. I'm glad you really liked it. I really liked it as well. I can't really shake the feeling. I'm just trying to make sense of how I felt about that, and maybe on the second go through it'll just be much easier for me to just kind of get into it. And as I said, there's a lot of stuff in there that I really, really like. I don't know how, I don't know if it's masterful, though. I don't know if I would say I would give it a masterpiece type rating or a score, but it's excellent. You know what I mean? Really, really good. David says, Namor was crazy. That bury your dead, mourn your losses line as Shuri is screaming over her mom had me shook. Ruthless motherfucker. Yeah, for sure. That part was pretty ruthless, dude. And yeah, he was pretty hardcore. Let's just say that. Hardcore, I think, is a good way to say it. Austin Johnson says, yo, loved Namor. 8.5 for the movie. The thing I really didn't like were those blue Abes from the Hellboy / Predator poop costumes. Loved the world building. You mean you didn't like the Atlanteans or the Telecans or Telecanadians or whatever? I thought they looked pretty cool. I wish that Atuma was a little more badass, though. Atuma, I don't know. I wish Atuma was a little more badass. Oscar C., welcome to the Nerd Vengers. Greg, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. D-Man Lewis says, this movie needs lots of watches for me. I agree, bro. I need to watch it again. I need to kind of just make sense of my feelings for it. JT Nash said, had to bury my dad this week. Your streams have given me a brief moment of peace in all of the mess. He got me into Star Wars and Marvel. R.I.P. Pops. Damn, dude. I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm glad that some kind of reprieve has been able to happen on these streams. So, just, nothing I can say is going to make it easier at all, bro. So just try to celebrate the life. I guess try to be grateful for the moments you had and try to figure out a way forward, right? And I think that's kind of like what Wakanda Forever is about. It's about finding a way forward, Told you I was in Wakanda Forever. Now you can't doubt me again. Where were you at, bro? You got to tell me. Or was that you as Namor? Andrew with a $10 hollow says, what up, Josh? Currently watching yesterday's stream, going to Wakanda Forever tonight. Had to stop by and say I love the streams, man. You're always pumping out great content. Much love. Hey, thanks, Andrew. I really appreciate that. And we're going to keep on keeping on, man. We've got a lot of content to make. I've got a lot of stuff scripted and a lot of fun videos to make and streams. Next week's going to be fire, dude. Next week's going to be fire. Tyler says, what's your Phase 4 movie shows rankings? Yo, I think that's what we should do on Monday. Should we rank Phase 4 on Monday? What do you guys think? Should we do a tier list of Phase 4 on Monday? You know, I could do both. I could rank the phases and I could do the tier list on Monday. What do you think? Should we do it? And we'll give away the $200 GameStop gift card to a lucky member. Yeah, let's go. Oh, I saw Usman in the movie too. I thought that was cool. M'Baku almost ended him though. Anything is fine as long as it's not Marvel Snap. Okay, we're just doing Marvel Snap for the rest of this stream and for the rest of next week. Sorry. No, I get it. You guys want to talk about fun, nerdy stuff. You don't want to watch me play a card game. I mean, some of you guys do. Not enough of you do. I love Marvel Snap. Why can't I just play Marvel Snap for hours on end and you guys be entertained and have a good time? The tier list is a straight line. Your mom's a straight line. Hey, while I got you here, Jason, what do you think? Do you think the D&D movie's going to make $1 billion? Do you think the D&D movie is going to make $1 billion? Oh, thanks, Fifi. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I need Snap Rehab? Oh, shit, really? Oh, shit, really? Fuck no, not gonna lie, it looks middies. Dude, Blake, you're just trying to trigger me, bro. It'll make $200 million? You're high as hell, bro. Your mom is a Snap. D&D looks like Thor 4 to me. Bro, what? A Billy? No way. You don't even think it's gonna make $1 billion? You're like the D&D guy, and you don't even think it's gonna make $1 billion, bro? The movie looks mid from the trailer. Dude, everybody shut your mouth. Hang on. I gotta see something here. Hang on. Hang on. My whole worldview is crashing around me right now. Hang on now. Answer the poll. Answer the poll. I gotta know. Candace. How do I say your name? I'm so sorry. I think it's Candace, but then that's also like a meme that people say, and so now I feel weird. Like, are you trolling me? How about this? Miss Thompson says, I really love that Shuri was saying that she didn't want to be T'Challa, but basically quoted him when she spared Namor like T'Challa spared Zemo. Yes, that is true, and I did like that a lot, actually. I thought it was pretty cool. King Tannic, welcome to the Nerd Ventures. You are a Nerd Venture now. Chase, welcome. Jesse Price, welcome. Welcome. All ye new Nerd Ventures. The Nerd Executive says, picture it. Secret Wars. Prince T'Challa comes in aged up via incursion, sees Namor, who killed his father in his universe, and straight attacks. I mean, that would be sick, dude. That would be absolutely awesome. 100%. Cadence is how it's Cadence. Well, there you go. I'm sorry. I can't really pronounce anything, so my bad. But also, I agree with your point. I thought it was really cool. That moment, by the way, at the end of Winter Soldier, when he says that vengeance has consumed them, I'm done letting it consume me. That was the moment to me that, like, that version of T'Challa, like the MCU version, became the one that I've read from the comics. I was like, that's it. That's him. That's T'Challa. So it was a really nice callback for sure. Miss Spiro Jr. says, what's up, Josh? I know the topic is Wakanda Forever, but just recently finished the entirety of Invincible, and it was amazing. Can't wait for season 2. Hell yeah, bro. Season 2 is going to be sick. That's very high up on my my tier list. Wasn't that in the S tier of hype? I believe so. Matthew, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger. Now, Jesse Perez says, hey, Josh, I just joined as a member. I see that, and I appreciate it. Golden Hercules says, I know it's not rigged. I just like busting your chops, and apparently I've been doing it for 16 months. Let's go! Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Bro, what is going on with this poll right now? This trailer is not getting you guys hyped up. Are you saying I'm getting overhyped? That I'm hyping myself up too much? That I want this movie to make $1 billion and be the best movie ever? And or are you guys just all high? Whew. Yeah, clearly you guys got too high this morning. Clearly. Polyhedral Paradise Live says, who I gotta blow to get a shot at a Funko Pop around here? Oops, sorry, this is a family show. I meant a handy. Happy Friday, Nerdvengers! A very Jason thing to say. Hope you're doing well, brother. The Living High Bunal says, sorry, where do you go to gamble? I've been all up in Streamlabs. Do you think Black Panther's son will have any extra abilities, not like his father? No, I think he'll be very much like his father. He'll get the powers of the Black Panther eventually and kick a bunch of ass and be all smart. And you gamble right here, but we normally gamble on Fridays, but I just moved gambling to yesterday's stream this week because I was like, I knew we'd be talking about Wakanda Forever today. I just felt like that was a bad mix of like a serious thing and gambling and all that, Coral says, daughter will love those beads. Thanks. Wakanda needed to give me those hype goosebumps, and it didn't. It was still good, though. Yeah, Carl, I kind of agree. Like, as much as I really liked the movie, it never got there for me. It, like, is so good and so well put together, but I wouldn't say it, like, pushed me over the top, and I was like, oh, shit, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's interesting. A strong 8.5, though. That's what I'll say. Dirty Dan, welcome to the Nerdvengers. Mick Tem says Kevin Conroy is the GOAT. I absolutely agree, dude. Conroy's the GOAT. Conroy is the GOAT. May he rest in power. Masma says, congratulations to all who won. It's nice to know who the favorites are. Masmas, how dare you? Rick Staines, welcome back to the Nerdvengers. And James Marshall, welcome to the Nerdvengers. Hey, a lot of new members today. That's pretty sick. John's welcome back. Representative Binks is a member now. I just spent $400 on Jubilee, Kitty Pryde, and Rogue. Nice. Worth it, but now I shall starve. LOL. Happy Friday. Nice. Those figures are awesome. Fifi, those are awesome. I hope Representative Binks wins the gift card on Monday. Because it would just be funny and everybody would be like, damn you, Representative Binks, Expo City, member for 4 months, says, I loved the film. It broke me at the end when Nakia told Shuri T'Challa prepared her for his death. It felt it mirrored Chadwick's actual passing, and I thought it was beautifully done. Ryan for Secret Wars. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that shit just hits, right? Despite, like, my sort of mixed feelings about it as I move, like, past it and I think about it, while I was watching that scene, it was so powerful, dude. It was so powerful. And I'm glad that he had actual interaction with his father. And that T'Challa was there, like, in some regard, helping him, informing him for what is to come. Like, that was really cool. Nathan Brim says, do you think we'll see T'Challa's son be a part of the Young Avengers? Curious to see what kind of time jump they will do and how they handle it. Yeah, I think so. I do think so, which is interesting, right? But, like, all the Avengers are getting kids. It's kind of weird, but yeah, I do think that's going to be a way they go. Nano Wee Woo says Nerd Theory is on the live tab on Theory's channel. Well, there you go. There you go. It's still on there. And yeah, they did do that new tab thing, so you just got to click the other thing. Just click the thing that you didn't click. I don't want him to be a Young Avenger. No, I get it. But I do feel like that's probably the way they're going to go. I think, anyway. Or they'll just fast forward or something and make him the king. We'll see. Souls says, did Contessa confiscate the beads from Ross? Future conflict? Oh, yeah. I think there's a future conflict for there. Dan the Man says, I'm in the funeral scene on the left side putting in that footwork, the shirtless one. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, next time I watch it, I'll look for you, bro. And I might even stand up in the theater and be like, it's Dan the Man! And everyone will be like, shut up! Golden Hercules says, Marvel just announced a new comic crossover. Oh my god, what is it? What's the new comic crossover? Should I look up Marvel Comics here real quick? What? What? I don't see it. How will the missing moment shape the future of the Marvel Universe? Timeless, but that was yesterday they announced that, didn't they? Or is that what you're talking about? December 2022. I mean, I'm going to read the shit out of that, dude. I've been loving a lot of Marvel stuff recently. It's good stuff. Mate says, saw Wakanda Forever on Wednesday. Going to see it again tonight. 8 out of 10 for now. Love Namor and Telecon. And I never cared for Shuri before, but Letitia was amazing here. Yeah, she was great. You know what's funny? We didn't talk about this much at all. But the movie's very female-centric, and yet I didn't feel, like, bothered or like it was a messaging thing. It felt completely organic to me. And on top of that, like, I think even the racial stuff is, like it's one of the... And correct me if I'm wrong. This is just my interpretation of it. Like, the movie is... about Wakanda, and it's about a lot of like black characters, and yet to me at no time, or maybe just like little subtle hints here and there, at no time did I get this impression though that like the movie wasn't for me, or that it was trying to talk about racial issues. Like, it doesn't feel like it's talking about that or trying to like give you any messages. It's really just about these characters that just happen to be black. You know what I mean? And it feels like it handles the possible female-centric thing and race being at the center of this in a very tactful way. Like, it that's not at all, like, it's almost like at no point in the movie was that a frame that I had for it. You know? Like, the Wakandans' conflict and their problem with the world has to do with them being Wakandans. It doesn't even have to do with them being black. And, you know, to a degree, there's some of that with Namor, you know, and his flashback where you have, like, the plantation, you have these kind of ideas and things of that nature. So, if anything, it's a little bit of, like, a first world versus a, like, developing world kind of idea. But all of that seemed to be handled really well. Like, I wish more movies handled it like this one. But that's just my opinion of it. Let's see here. Mr. J. Westman says, Poppy Josh, about to watch Black Panther soon with the kiddo. Have not seen any spoilers yet. I'm hyped, and I hope everyone and yourself have a great day. Well, thank you, Mr. J. Westman. I really appreciate that. If Liam was a little bit older, I'd go see it with him, too. I think that's going to be sick, dude. Good father-son movie to watch. Leon says, let's watch the trailer. You don't say that. What trailer? What are we talking about? Is there a trailer for the Marvel event? I don't know. Is that what he's talking about? Leon, what are you talking about, man? Enjoyed the movie. The handling things well. Shuri didn't truly process and grieve till the end while the world around her was moving on. Den of Goats. Yeah, that's a really good way to say it. I probably couldn't have said it better myself. It seems like she didn't truly process it till the end, and the whole world has like moved on, which is a little bit of where my issue comes in, where I'm like, dude, like, I haven't grieved. Like, I don't feel like we're just moving on. You know what I mean? So that's like a little bit of my issue. But again, and I think it's intentional. They didn't do that on accident. That's what they wanted to do. So in that sense, it's executed really well, right? And then Fifi's like, I spent $400 on Jubilee, Kitty Pryde, and Rogue figures. Worth it. Busijo. I get to check those out. I want those figures now. The Living High Bunal with a $10 holla, very generous, says, I think the D&D trailer looks really good. We'll hit with the normies, though. Have you watched Full Metal Alchemist? Oh, hell yeah. And is the gambling on a different website? The stream is lit as fuck, and I'm high as... Okay, man. Well, that's awesome. Glad you're killing it. Yeah, gambling is on this right here in the chat. Hey, Josh. What trailer? Wait, what? Yeah. Oh, the D&D trailer? No. I can't do that because of the music. Can't do it because the music. Yeah, Kevin Conroy was the best. Bushijo figures are sweet. Okay, well, I'll have to look into them. Am I about to spend all my monies? Am I about to be broke as a joke? Yo, man, did you cry? LOL, I came into the stream super late. Yeah, I cried twice. I cried at the beginning. I cried at the end. Josh, you do the same as Conroy and the community mean a lot to me. Every day I look forward to the streams and interacting with you. I've been doing chemo every day, but 11 a.m. is key. Well, first of all, keep hanging in there and keep staying strong, brother. I know that shit is tough. Like I said, I have a cousin that just went through that, so that is rough. And also, thank you for the kind words, and be here often, and happy that you can get some kind of enjoyment and reprieve from it, man. So thank you for the kind words. Yeah, man. Oh, no. Another person passed away? Josh, can you give me a hug? Absolutely, but you'd have to meet me at a Comic-Con or something like that. You know what I mean? I can't, like, unless you're in the next room, and then also that would be a little weird, and I'd be like, dude, what? Dude, what? Yeah. Ooh, that's a bit 18 plus. Oh shit, you had me at 18 plus. Bucky versus Shuri in the Thunderbolts. Yeah, I don't know. I hope not, right? Yeah. That's gonna be interesting to see how they handle all of that. Real interesting. If Josh starts getting into Bashujo figures, I'm gonna be weak. Is that like the branding? Is that what are they all like hot anime titties like out kind of shit? Is that what we're talking about right now? Is that what we're talking about right now? Soups had some real criticism about the movie as well. Yeah, I talked to him a little bit about it yesterday, actually. Porn figures? Oh shit, let's go. Yeah, I talked to Matt a little bit in the DMs yesterday about it. He was curious about my thoughts, and I think we share a lot of the same feelings. He particularly did not like that opening scene, and he said it just rubbed him the wrong way. He wished that T'Challa would have died the way he did in the comics, and he just felt like, and like that's the thing, like it's just gonna hit different people differently, man. You know? So yeah, well, Bucky didn't kill her dad. Renee, are you believing the fake news out there, Renee? It was what's his face that killed the dad? Zemo. So, yeah, it was Zemo. How is Elisa doing? She's doing well. So we have, we're interviewing a nanny tonight, and that's pretty dope because if this works out, it'll be nice to be able to like give Elisa a little bit of a break throughout the week. And we're trying to figure out how to navigate that because like it's great living at home or working from home, you know, and like being able to be with him constantly, but there's also sort of this sense of like we're with him constantly, and so there's few moments where she can just focus on work or focus on what she wants to do. So we're trying to get a nanny tonight. But yeah, she's good. She's good. We're both just kind of dealing, you know. It's a handful with a little baby boy. Oh shit, I got to get out of here because I got to turn around and do this. You just bought a Basujo figure, my man. My man. Bryson Wiley says, I don't get to watch often anymore because of work, but I'm glad I got to tap in with y'all today. Saw the movie last night, and I'm going back to watch it in 30 minutes. Keep it up, Josh. You're the best. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And hope you have a good time. I'm seeing it again tomorrow, and I'm excited to check it out for sure. I'll talk about it on Monday, too. I'll be like, okay, so how do I feel about it after watching it, you know, another one and all that. It's Veterans today too? Damn. All right, everybody. Much love. I got to get out of here. If you are a Prime member, I'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. I might be a little late, but I definitely want to get into it with y'all about the week, about business and things of that nature, too. So I'll see you guys really, really soon, okay? As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh, man. That was a tough one. A little shaky at the beginning, man. I got really emotional about Kevin's passing. That shit sucked. Still probably going to reflect on that later. But thanks for everybody helping me pull it back together and for going over Wakanda Forever. Been a weird week, but I appreciate you all very, very much. And I'm glad we were able to experience Wakanda Forever and talk about it together. It's the best part of this job, is experiencing and hanging out and sharing ideas and feelings about all of these different things, okay? Much love. I appreciate you. That's right, you. Unless you're Trev. Ha 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 ha. It's because he's Canadian. Open up your third eye. Wash out your brown eye. Make sure you eat fruit, vegetables. Go.